Hello YouTube, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another awesome video. It's Monday, you know what that means, time for some Raw. It is the very last Raw of 2015. It's been kind of a big year for the WWE, had some ups, a lot of downs, few surprises, and a lot of laugh-worthy and cringe-worthy moments. So, how is the WWE going to close out their show this year? So, I got my notes. Let's find out. Keep in mind, I did not watch SmackDown or Raw last week because I was appearing on CMG's Wrestling Reviews Best and Worst of 2015 show. So I'll post that and I'll post that a video about it one of these days when he's done editing and compiling everything. So anyway, Vinnie Mac comes out. Still a little pissed off that Roman Reigns beat up his son-in-law and completely disrespected his daughter, so he calls him out. And the segment starts off pretty well. Roman does okay for this one, but Vince really steals the show for this one, because it's fucking Vince McMahon. What do you expect? So, apparently, Vince gets knocked over by Roman Reigns. I didn't see the punch, so I assume that Roman Reigns is some kind of Jedi now. Cheap pop for The Force Awakens. Anyway, Steph comes to the ring with some cops and demands that they arrest Roman. The cops are like, nope, we're not here for your benefit, we're here for security, and I didn't see anything worth getting arrested for. So Steph gets in their face and they threaten to arrest her. Then Vince comes in and says, you can't do this to my daughter! I'm Vince McMahon, damn it! And so they arrest Vince for obstruction of justice and a few other things that probably don't even matter. And he's like, you can't arrest me! I'm Vince McMahon, damn it! And Vince gets taken away. The segment was good because Vince made it good, but unfortunately, poor Roman got overshadowed by it. It was supposed to be more about him, but I didn't really feel it. It felt, I don't know, it just felt like Roman got lost in the shuffle. Like Vince took it over so much so that he got lost. I'm not ragging on the guy. I'm not saying he's the worst thing ever. Just that he needs to really step things up. His presence, his mic work, just to step it up a little bit more. He's champ now. You gotta work with it. Up next, our first match of the night. Kevin Owens versus Neville. This was an extremely quick match. Barely even a minute, even if that. I had to even say 30 seconds. It doesn't even that. It ended with Neville picking up the roll-up win, but then Kevin Owens decides to rip off his mask and reveals that he is Kevin Steen all along and proceeds to murder rape Neville. He beats him within an inch of his misbegotten life. And even after they're carrying him back to the locker room, Kevin Steen's not done. He continues to beat the crap out of him until Titty Master comes out and they brawl and he leaves by the wayside. This is not over, Titty Master. Be on your guard. This is Kevin Steen you're talking about. Next up. Divas match. Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Yes. As everyone knows, Becky Lynch is my future... I mean, not Becky Lynch. Sasha Banks is my future wife. This was a pretty great match. These two really didn't have a lot of time to work with each other over the past couple of months since they've been on the roster. But they've worked together before, and this just shows how much good chemistry they have. There were a few botches here and there, but nothing to take away from the match. Didn't appreciate the interference from the other members of Team Bad, but it didn't take away from the match. Sasha picks up the win. Next up, New Day. Particularly, singles match between Kofi Kingston and Callisto, who won OMG Moment of the Year. And before this, Kofi says that if people wanted to, the New Day will fight their children. I can get with that. But anyway, Kofi versus Callisto. Very good match. Callisto and Kofi work well together. Sorry about that, messenger. We had some nice little spots. In the end, Callisto picks up the win with a roll-up. Then Xavier Woods gets on the mic and challenges Sin Cara to a match, but then kind of deflects it in a very cool way to his buddy Big Wall. aka Big E Langston. And we have our next matchup, Sin Cara versus Big E. This was your typical power versus speed matchup. Unfortunately, there was a point where there was an outside bump, and Sin Cara messes up his left arm, and he really jacks it up badly. So much so that the doctor had to come in and just take a look at it because his arm was just so jacked up. The New Day played it off. They were concerned, but played it off in the way that the New Day does. So anyway, the match goes on. Sin Cara tries his best to do the match, even though he's basically a one-armed man in a punching contest. But Big E pulls off the win with the big ending. There's that. Next up, we have The Miz's Year in Review, where he reviews all the important things that happened. This turned into the Midcard Showcase, where a bunch of mid-carders that pretty much a lot of people don't care about came out and made themselves known. Well, mostly nobody cares about. They came out in this order: Ryback, Goldust, yay, Zack Ryder, huh? R-Truth, yay, R-Truth is always entertaining, Heath Slater, meh, and The Big Show. So basically, Big Show cleans house, and he announces that he's the first entrant into next year's Royal Rumble, which will be the start of WrestleMania season. Except for the moments with R-Truth, this segment absolutely did shit. It was a waste of time. It even translated into another waste of time into an impromptu match between Big Show and Ryback, or the Ryback, as the Spoony one calls him. This match was a waste of time. It was boring, prodding, not very interesting, and ends with Big Show walking out because, hey, he's the Big Show and blah, 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 largest athlete in the world, blah, 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 who gives a flying fuck. Next up, we have a six-man tag. The Dean Ambrose and the Usos, how they won Tag Team of the Year at the Slammies, I will never know, takes on the League of Nations, comprised of Sheamus, Rusev, and King Barrett. Pretty decent match. The fans were not feeling this one. Not by a long shot. The fans were very sticky about tonight. They were just did not care for it. They just pretty much shit on pretty much anything they didn't like. So, screw it. Decent match. League of Nations pick up the win. And Titty Magic gets attacked by Kevin Steen, who promptly powerbombs him through a table. You're on notice, WWE. Kevin Owens is on vacation. You're cooking with Kevin Steen now. And finally, before this, tonight the WWE and wrestling in general and rock fans in general learned the surprising and shocking news that Lemmy Kilmister, or however you pronounce, I prefer Killmeister. It sounds better, but Killmeister, frontman for the legendary British metal band Motorhead, passed away today at the age of 70. Pretty much Lemmy, along with Motorhead, are legends in the rock community, on par with the likes of Led Zeppelin and Iron Maiden and of course Black Sabbath as pioneers of British hard rock. Lemmy, of course, did that. They of course did that song, "The Ace of Spades." That was the theme song for NXT Takeover London. For that, if you don't know. Also, he was more primarily known for singing the theme song, where they were primarily known for doing the theme song for Triple H and Evolution. Time to Play the Game, Evolution, and Bow Down to the King. That voice you heard, that grumbly, gravelly, cockney voice, that was Lemmy. He was a good friend of Ozzy Osbourne's, a good friend of Chris Jericho's, and a great friend to Triple H. And he will be sorely missed. And I'm going to enjoy a nice swig of my drink of choice, Umeshu and Sprite. I hope when you get to the pearly gates, my friend, you say, "I'm gonna kill myself, and I'm here to kick your ass." Good journey, my friend. Enjoy a drink with my boy Rodney James Dio. Devil Horns. Anyway, come to the main event. John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio. John, of course, cuts a great promo. Then Del Rio comes out with the League of Nations. and John goads him into putting the United States title on the line. This is what I like about Cena when he's under strain like this. He can come off as one of the best mic workers in the company. It just doesn't. Once he doesn't sound so formulaic, and once he gets back to his old the Doctor of Thugonomics persona, he'll cut a great ass promo. He'll cut you to pieces. Yeah. So ADR puts it on the line. So there's our main event: John Cena, Alberto Del Rio for the United States title. This was to be expected. A very good matchup. To get Cena out of the ring rust. The match ends at shenanigans because League of Nations. They beat the shit out of Cena. Then the Usos come out, who just had their asses handed to them by the League of Nations. Then got their asses handed to them again. And then their cousin, the world champ, Roman Reigns, comes out, lays out everyone. And then Vince comes out and he's like, enjoy your town, Roman Reigns, because next week, first Raw of the New Year, you're fighting Sheamus, and the special guest referee is gonna be me, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Happy New Year! And that is the final Raw of 2015. My thoughts? A serviceable Raw. Not less cluttered than you think it was, but nothing overtly good. It was a good way to end out the year. Let's see. We had some pretty solid matches, Sasha and Becky being one of them. We saw Kevin Steen on WWE TV. That's scary. John Cena's return to a raucous crowd, as well as more dominance from the League of Nations. So there's that. So, those are my thoughts. This is my video. What did you think? So if you like what you see, leave, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk about this last episode of Raw for the 2015? Leave it below. I'll get back to you. Want to support the channel? You already know what to do. Like button helps. Patreon is in the description. Hit me up on Twitter. #CaptainLuffy. And tip jar is up in the corner. So until next time, it's been shintigercurl saying good day and Happy New Year! Ah!